Coming to you here on a Sunday. That seems a little weird. No mail delivery today, obviously. But what I want to start doing now is try to keep some stuff going on Sundays on this channel as well. And so, I really don't know what to call any of these things. I guess the first one I can call Shoutout Sunday here or something like that. Just wanted to give a little bit of publicity to some other great autograph-related YouTube channels out there, some Facebook resources there, some just general online hobby resources, and also make mention of a really great autograph-related podcast that's out there too. So if you're a podcast person, something to definitely check out. First off, so I want to mention back there, Broken Bat Media, no longer around, unfortunately, but it's a kind of a media conglomeration, I guess would be a good word for it. I'm not really sure what to quite call it, but my friend Cory Mansfield, that I mentioned in a previous video after he sent me a bunch of cards that I opened up there from that, it was 88 Topps Big Baseball Series 3 there. But he and I ran Broken Bat Media together along with his brother Howie, a few other people as well. A lot of writing, photography, tried to do a podcast for a bit, some videos out there. Unfortunately, no longer around. Just got the sweatshirt, actually, recently, which he ordered up a few years ago and just had it sitting there waiting and then kind of stopped doing Broken Bat. And he's like, oh, hey, I've still got your sweatshirt here. So sent that to me. But you can still find some of their content online. Just look up Broken Bat Media. I know there's some stuff on YouTube, including a video that I did in 2018. My friend Aaron and I did this road trip from here in Texas across the South and up to the National when it was in Cleveland then. And we're hoping to do the same thing in 2022, but even bigger this time. Probably another week thrown onto the trip if we can. Hopefully everything's back to normal by then. But I mean, we've got, 2 years still to plan on that. So, but yeah, we'll hopefully have that here on this channel. But check it out. It's, like I said, Broken Bat Media. You can find it there. You can find my trip to the National and probably some other past content that should still be up there as well. But I want to mention definitely, first off, Brandon Stebbins. Thank you so much for mentioning me just the other day on your videos. I think my subscriber count doubled pretty much in about a 24-hour period after that. For anyone who isn't subscribed to him, I think most of you probably are by now, since I think most of you came from his channel. But if you're not, go and check him out. I'll have links to all of these YouTube channels in the description. Go and check out Brandon's page. He does a lot of baseball, some football, some entertainment as well. A lot of TTM graphing in there, but should give you some ideas on some players to write to and just see what kind of stuff he gets. A lot of really good stuff going on there. A couple of those I want to mention. Another one who's got a similar page, Scott Spaulding. He's was one of my first. Actually, he and Brandon both were among probably my first 5 followers that first 5 subscribers that I had on here. And he has a really great lot of TTM content there as well. Really great jersey collection he shows off in there too. I remember seeing there was an Eagles one in there if I remember right, and I think maybe a Tom Brady Patriots one that I remember seeing at some point. But a lot of stuff on there with TTM graphing, with some box breaks and stuff. Go and check him out. Once again, Scott Spaulding is his name. He'll have a link in the description as well. My buddy Paul Buxton, Seattle Sharks fan is his YouTube name. Paul goes back even further in the autograph hobby than I do. I mean, he was one of the first pages I went to kind of get some advice and tips on how to do all this stuff, especially in-person graphing when I started that in Boston in 2002. But yeah, he's had a site forever, it seems like. He's been featured in Beckett a few times, and he does a lot now with the Western Hockey League. He's actually has designed the card set for the Seattle Thunderbirds a couple times there. Does a lot of WHL graphing. He's actually done some box breaks of some hockey cards recently on his page. Still does quite a bit of TTMing and in-person graphing. Go and check out his page as well if you're into hockey. That's really, hockey was a sport that I started graphing back in 2002. Did a little bit of baseball before that, did a lot more baseball nowadays, but hockey was always kind of the first one I really got heavily into and kept me interested in the hobby. So, once again, Seattle Sharks fan, Paul Buxton, go and check him out as well. Another one that's that I enjoy checking out is Shoebox Baseball. I believe he might be out of the Seattle area. I know it's at least he's got a lot of Mariners-themed stuff on there, but big-time TTMer. You're going to see a lot of successes from him on there. I love the whiteboard setup he's got there as well for telling when they were sent out, how long it took, how many they signed out of how many were sent, all that kind of stuff. A lot of great content there as well. Speaking of Mariners people, Eddy's Baseball Autographs. Really great page there. He does a lot of TTMing. Eddy and I have we'll just say a complicated relationship. We used to both run the same autograph group for a little, or had kind of an overlap. We kind of ran some partner groups there for a while, and things kind of blew up and stuff. But he's a good guy, though. I fully admit I'm not the easiest person in the world to get along with. So.
Sorry.
That's my wife, ladies and gentlemen, as confirming my comment there. But yeah, I mean, go and check out Eddy's baseball autographs and everything as well. Really great page there. And last one I want to mention, I just mentioned Facebook group, and I also want to mention Connor Watrous as well. Has a great page on here. Constant TTM and IP updates. He does a lot of photography as well. Does a lot of minor league games there, and takes photos of players, gets them to the players as well. And you do something like that for a player, they're going to be a little bit more willing to sign for you too. And he's gotten some great stuff over time. He actually helps me run a couple of Facebook pages as well. I'll mention those here in a minute. But yeah, once again, all 6 of those that I mentioned, I'll have them linked down in the description of this video. Go and check them out. Hit the subscribe button on them. A lot of really great TTM. And once we get things going again in that area, in-person autograph content as well. I mentioned the Facebook groups there. There's a page and 3 groups that I actually run related to autographs, baseball autographs only. Like I said, I collect a little bit of everything. There's a lot of hockey, football, a little bit of basketball, some racing, and indoor soccer is another big one that I actually do a lot with. It's not exactly a well-known sport anymore. It used to be really big for a while in the 80s and early 90s. Actually challenging the NBA in terms of popularity and size of crowds. Outdrew the NBA in several cities. But it's kind of fallen off since then, but I still do a lot of graphing with it, both in person and by mail. But like I said, the ones I run on Facebook are entirely baseball related. First off, I'll recommend you check out the Baseball Autograph Collectors Network. It's just a fan page that has all 3 of these next upcoming groups all linked under it. Don't really know quite yet what to do with the fan page yet. I've had it up for about a year now, and I don't really know what to do with it yet. But go and give it a like, and we'll see if we can figure out some content. Any ideas for stuff with that, put them in the comments section here. I'll see what I can come up with there for ways to work it in. But the 3 groups that I mentioned, we've got Baseball TTM Autographs is the first and the biggest one. We're closing on close to 4,000 members there. Once again, that is Baseball TTM Autographs. There's another similarly named group out there, not related to us. It was actually an offshoot group from us that had a few disgruntled ex-members who decided that, well, they're going to form their own group and all that. And we're the original, though. So go and check us out, Baseball TTM Autographs. A lot of good TTM content on there. Like I said, close to 4,000 members on there. So you're constantly seeing stuff of what people get back, how long it takes, where to be able to find a lot of the info on addresses and such. Related to it, we have a group called Ballpark Graphers. Good for in-person graphing. Go and check that out as well. You know, not a whole lot going on with that right now with the whole COVID-19 situation, but hopefully we'll get stuff going back again in person very soon. I know I definitely am missing being out in the at the ball games right now. I actually should have been driving back today from Amarillo, Texas. I was going to do a 4-day road trip with a friend of mine out to West Texas. We can try to hit Midland, El Paso, then go up into New Mexico there and get a game in Albuquerque, and then hit Amarillo and drive back today. Unfortunately, obviously, that didn't happen. Actually, by this point, I should have seen, I believe, 7 out of 8 Texas League AA teams, either on that trip or in Frisco, which is about a 45-minute drive for me. But unfortunately, nothing yet. Hopefully, we'll see it again next year at least, though. So once again, Ballpark Graphers, go and check that out. And if you're into trading autographs, or if you're in need of some trading for some cards to send out to get autographed, or have some for trade, go and check out the group called Baseball Autograph Traders. We limit card trading. We limit anything like that to just autographed items. Can be traded just fine. No selling. We do not do anything with buying or selling on there. But trading any autographed items and trading for any items, any card items that you plan to get autographed. So, you know, we don't want to see your Mike Trout 1-of-1 patch kind of stuff up on there. We're looking more for, like, let's say you need a card of Dan Plesac. You really want to write to him. Put it up there. You know, somebody can trade you one. There's all sorts of stuff you can do with that very easily. I mean, there's so many times when I've had a guy that I've wanted to mail to, and I look and I go, ooh, I don't have any cards of him, or I only have one, and it's a really dark card, so an autograph won't show up. Put a post on there, say, hey, I'd like to get some cards for TTMing these guys. Someone might be able to hook you up with those. So once again, Baseball TTM Autographs, Ballpark Graphers, Baseball Autograph Traders, all falling under the Baseball Autograph Collectors Network. A few hobby resources as well to mention on there, just in the general internet, not specifically on YouTube or Facebook or any social media things. First one is sportlots.com. Best place that I have ever found for being able to buy any kind of commons, any kind of, well, really any cards at all, but mostly commons there, and prices start at 18 cents a card, and a lot of the times you're going to be able to find stuff that normally sells for higher on eBay and COMC for about that 18 cents on there. I mean, you can get some, you know, numbered parallels and stuff on some sets, some bigger names and everything. 18 cents a card, you're not going to be able to beat that very easily at all. You do have to be a little bit careful. You got to try to organize who you're buying it from, because if you just sit there and go through willy-nilly throwing everything into your shopping cart, you're going to end up with buying like 20 cards from 20 dealers and have to pay $1 shipping on each one. So that card will go from, 18 cents up to $1.18. It'll add up very quickly. But if you put in the work, you buy them all from, one or two dealers, you can keep those shipping costs lower. Instead of being $1 a card, you might be able to get 100 cards sent to you with like maybe $5 or $6 shipping. So talking what, 5-10 cents a card for shipping instead of $1 per card shipping. Definitely worth putting in the effort on there. But the great thing is you can find almost anybody you're ever going to need a card of on there, and in any sport. Lots of baseball, football, basketball, hockey, soccer, racing. I think they have wrestling and MMA on there too. Very wide selection of stuff. Highly recommend it. I've been buying almost all of my cards on there for close to 10 years now. Great site. You just got to put in some effort, and it's just, yeah, I can't say enough about it. Everybody that I know buys a lot of stuff through them. It's great for whenever I need stuff for TTMing, for in-person, even just stuff for my own unsigned collections. Again, sportlots.com. That's SPORTLOTS, no S in the middle. Just sportlots.com. Another one I mentioned in every single video is Sports Card Forum. I'm just a fair note, I am a moderator on there. Not getting paid to promote them or anything. I just think the site is really that great. You can get a lot of forums on there for collecting anything. I mean, mostly card focused, obviously with a name like Sports Card Forum. They have a really great TTM section on there as well. A lot of addresses, a lot of info out there. Even on non-card memorabilia, there's a few sections on there. Highly recommend that you check out the forums there, use their address bank. You're going to find a lot of really great info on there. So once again, sportscardforum.com. And the third one I want to mention is sportscollectors.net, a very autograph-focused site, and TTM autograph focus more than anything. It's got one of the biggest address banks I have ever seen. It's got some great message boards on there, forums to be able to find other collectors and talk about issues in the hobby. And it has a lot of really good collection organization tools on there too. You can put up stuff for trade. Has a full trade engine on there as well, so you can easily facilitate trades between members. Their want list thing is so easy. It's just you pull up whatever card set you're working on or whatever card you specifically need, click on it, adds it to your want list. It doesn't get much easier than that. I use it for organizing everything in my collection. It's just such a great resource. It costs $15 a year to get on there, but you're going to save postage on RTSs and such to the point where it pays for itself very quickly just on the amount that you're going to save by having correct info and up-to-date info, and even just being able to make trades on there. Such a great site, sportscollectors.net. Jay Grossman does an excellent job of running everything on there. Yeah, another one that I just cannot recommend highly enough. All right, so I mentioned YouTube channels, I mentioned Facebook, hobby resources. Last one I mentioned, or want to mention here, is that if you're a podcast listener, there is a TTM-related podcast out there. Jeff Baker runs it. It's called simply TTM Cast. You can get it, I believe it's at ttmcast.com, or at the very least, it's through Podbean, ttmcast.podbean.com. You can go on there, listen to past episodes. You can listen to current ones. You can, I believe they have a feed you can subscribe to make sure you get all the future ones coming to you immediately. I've been interviewed on it twice now. I actually did a very long, like a full episode back in January. I think it was either December or January, something like that. And just an update here today where Jeff was on me to promote my YouTube channel there a little bit. So got to go on there again. And I mean, even in between, I'm not just tooting the horn for them because I've been on it twice, but they have such great content there. Jeff does an excellent job of keeping track and keeping updated players that he's gotten back recently, players that he's mailed out to recently. Sometimes, saying, hey, heads up, this guy hasn't signed much, and now he's suddenly signing again. Might want to do it while you have the opportunity. What else? I mean, he'll interview other collectors out there. He'll interview former players even. He's had a couple of former Boston Bruins players on there, a couple of former football players, maybe a couple of baseball players too, if I remember right. And yeah, he'll just, cover everything that there is to cover in the TTM world. It's not just, successes, stuff about guys who have died recently, because that's a mistake that I have made before, and I don't want to make again, is accidentally mailing to somebody who has just died. I tend to put in quite a bit of research, but it's always good to have that on there, and just to be able to hear someone else mention, say, hey, just a heads up, this guy, unfortunately, passed away at 75 or whatever, so don't send to him, but so much great stuff out there. Once again, if you want to check out any of these sites, I'm going to have them all linked in the description here of this video. And I'm hoping to start doing this as a regular Sunday thing. I've got some ideas that I want to put out there on a lot of TTM how-to videos. Maybe do some stuff showing off parts of my collection. Well, like my hobby biography or something like that to a degree. If there's anything you can think of that you'd like to see on this channel, any kind of things you think would be good ideas to have out there just in general for an easy reference for TTMers, let me know in the comments. I mean, I'm always open to some ideas. So like I said, I've got a lot of ideas I'd like to do for, how to TTM, what you should put into your letters, how to do foreign postage, foreign mailings, anything like that. After a while, the ideas I'm probably going to start running out. So if you have any ideas, comments, anything like that, put them in the comments there. I'll see what I can do with them and try to put together a video on it. So once again, thanks for tuning in, and go and check all those out. And until next time, we'll see you later.